Then the girl in the corner with the scarlet letter. While you're watching, you may think that she doesn't matter, but no one knows you better.
Hi guys, I'm Jubel Loria, and I'm here to give you the summary of Chapter 2, which is Configure a Network Operating System. So, a network operating system is a computer operating system that is designed primarily to support workstation, personal computers, and in some instances, older terminals that are connected on a local area network. So, the Cisco Internet Work Operating System is a generic term for the collection of network operating system used by Cisco networking devices. Cisco IOS is used for most Cisco devices regardless of the type or size. So the operating system, all end devices and network devices require an operating system. In when using CLI as shown in the user interacts directly with the system in a text-based environment by entering commands on the keyboard. So a purpose of OS is use a mouse to make section and run programs and in iterate text-based commands and view output on a monitor. So the access method is a console and the secure shell and the telnet. So the secure shell is cryptographic network protocol for operating network services securely over an unsecured network. Typically, applications include remote command line, login, and remote command execution, but any network service can be secured with CCH. So next is the telnet. So the telnet is an application protocol used on the internet or local area network to provide a bidirectional interactive text-oriented communication facility using a virtual terminal connection. So the console is a computer console, root console, system console, or terminal console. So console is a basic computer or monitor and keyboard that is connected to another computer, server, or mainframe over a network. It is used to maintain or monitor the status of the network or computer. So next is the terminal emulation program. So a terminal emulation is a software application that replicates functionalities of classic computer terminals. These terminals consist of a monitor and a keyboard and were used mainly to access another computer such as mini computer or mainframe. So next is the primary command mode. So the user exec mode and the privilege exec mode. When you connect to switch, you enter user exec mode. User exec mode provides some limited access to monitoring commands, but it does not allow you to configure a switch via configured commands. The from user exec mode access is switch. So next is user exec level allows you to access only basic monitoring commands. So next, the privilege exec mode levels allows you to access router commands. So a privilege exec level can be password protected to allow only authorized user the ability to configure or manage the router. So next is the configuration command modes. So the line configuration, and the interface configuration mode. The line configuration refers to way two or more communication devices attached to a link. Line configuration is also referred to as a connection. So a link is the physical communication pathway that transfers data from one device to another. So next is the interface configuration mode. So it allows user to modify running system configuration from the privilege mode. A user can move to configuration mode by running and configure terminal command. From privilege mode to exit configuration mode, the user can enter end command or press Ctrl Z key. So the 5 command modes is the global configuration mode, the interface configuration mode, the sub-interface configuration mode, the router, the configuration mode, and the line configuration mode. So after an exec session is established commands without Cisco iOS software. So next is the keyword and the argument. The keyword is the specific parameter defined in the operating system, and the argument is a value or variable defined by user. So next is the iOS command syntax. So the iOS command syntax is to determine the keywords and arguments required for a command refer to the command syntax. The syntax provides the pattern a format must be used when entering a command. So next, the iOS help features is the iOS has two forms available, the context sensitive help and the command syntax check. So next is the hotkey and shortcuts. The iOS CLI provides hotkey and shortcuts that may configuring, monitor, and troubleshooting. So next is the device name. So the device name is the steps is configuration a unique device or a host name. A host name that appear in the CLI prompts can be used in various authentication process between devices and should be topology diagrams. So the configure host name is always make sure the documentation is updated each time a device is added or modified. So the global configuration mode is the switch configuration terminal and the switch host name swfloor1 and swfloorconfig2. So when we enter the configuration mode, configure switch host name. So next is the switch configuration terminal and you have successfully configured the switch host name. So next is the secure device access. The secure device access is weak or easily guessed password continues to be security issue in many phases of the business world. So next, the configuration password. So the most important to configure is to access the privilege exec mode like this. So to secure the user exec mode access, the console port must be configured. So next, encrypt password. To encrypt password, use the service password encryption like this. The service password encryption. So next, the banner message is to create a banner message of the day on the network. Use the banner MOTD and the message of the day, the global config command. The hashtag sign in the command syntax is called the delimiting character. It is entered before and after the message as long as it does not occur in the message. For this reason, symbols such as the banner MOTD are often used after a command is executed. So, because banner can be seen by anyone who attempts to log in, the message must be worded very carefully. The exact content or the wording or banner depends on the local laws. So next is the syntax checker eliminating to access a switch. So the save the running configuration file is the start of config and the running config. The start of config is the volatile random access memory that contains all the commands that will used by the device upon the startup or reboot. So the running config is the modifying a running configuration affects the operation from the Cisco device immediately. So next is the alter and running configuration. So by using the reload privilege exec mode command, restore the startup config. The IP address is means for enabling devices. The instruction is IPv4 is called the Dote decimal notation and represented by 4 decimal between 0 and 255. IPv4 address are assigned to individual devices connected to a network. So the interface and the ports, the network communication divides on the end user. The different types of network media have different features and benefits. The distance the media can successfully carry a signal, environment in which media is to be installed, and the amount of data that can speed at which must be transmitted, cost of the media installation. So next, the manual IP address configuration for end devices. To manually configure the IPv4 address on the Windows host, open the control panel, network sharing center, and change adapter settings. And to communicate over the network, it must be configured with unique IPv4 addresses and the subnet mask. So that's all guys, the summary of chapter